How you doing, everyone? Hello, rollers. I hope you enjoyed that song. It plays in my head all the time lately. Clip might be a bit too sexualizing or objectivatia. What's the English word? Objectivating? I don't know, but the song is very good quality. Well, this band is known by basically singing about what? About passion and sex. Yeah, so it's obvious they have clip like this. Anyway, there's a that's a very good quality Ukrainian music. So yeah, provocative. Yeah, probably provocative. I agree. Anyway, there's nothing like that in there. Only the dance. I mean, that's art. That's the modern dance and art, and it looks like this. So I have no problem with that. So we are helping the Chimera group with additional drone equipment. Yeah, we do that. But our primary fundraiser right now is the car and electronic warfare for chemist. It's on 74%, and I'm hoping to close it today. Okay, let's begin with Starsky, since he has less time than Lena has for us, right? Lena, you have a few hours for us, right? What do you think?
Yeah, I do.
But Starsky will have. Starsky, how much will you have for us?
I think approximately 1 hour because I'm
No
currently
problem.
working on one video for my for my side channel, the one with the stories and stuff. I would love to stay with you a bit longer, but I need to sleep as a human being. Sometimes I need to sleep too.
I can relate. And yeah, that 1 hour, actually, I never expect more from you than 1 hour. And that's awesome. So thank you. I thought it's going to be like half an hour or something. But no, that's good. Okay, so I would love to talk with you guys about the news because we have some crazy news in the last week or two. It's basically becoming World War III, and our partners are acting like, I don't know, very weak and not according to situation. So I want to ask you, Starsky, you're always very optimistic and very careful about criticizing our partners. So I want to ask, what do you think about all this shit that is happening? What do you think?
We will all die, literally. First, everybody in Ukraine, and then everybody here. Like that's my optimistic anticipation. If you think I'm kidding, no, I'm not.
Yeah.
Because unfortunately, people are learning the hard way, and this is the way they always learn. Remember 2015 in Ukraine.
Yeah.
2015, when you return from deployment, and instead of like those beautiful blue yellow flags on the windows, you see like, like fuck you in the window, and you go like, people, hello, like 700 kilometers away from here there's a freaking war zone, there's like tanks and artillery and shit. We're advancing or like withdrawing, like there's an active combat, but people in Kiev felt relaxed, cool. I believe that you were there in Donbass back in 2015, and you can tell
Yeah.
like what was happening there. And later, I was at a position with several guys at a position for a platoon, asking myself, where are the Patriots? And then before the Russian invasion, when Russians had those military exercise on the border, um, and they already were training and preparing to invade Ukraine next year, and we were recruiting people to the brigades. It wasn't mobilization, it was recruiting, and we were telling guys like, guys, first of all, you can learn how to be a Chris Kyle right here in our brigade, we'll give you everything. We have good salary. You're earning like I don't know, like $500 in civilian life. You can learn 1,000 here easily with all the benefits. And people are like, meh. And we're like, guys, unfortunately, and these were the words of my commander. He said, everyone will go through the war. And then my next commander, he also said, there are two kinds of people, those who are soldiers and those who will become soldiers. He said that in 2022. And unfortunately, people in Ukraine learned the hard way. This is why we are where we are. And unfortunately, um, the United States, Europe, Taiwan, Australia, same stuff awaits for those countries as well. Unfortunately, because people, instead of reacting and acting and
Yeah.
trying to find a solution to this problem, unfortunately they try to abstain from it, stay away from the problem, hoping that it will pass, hoping that the fox will eat Ukraine, swallow Ukraine, and be satisfied with it. But it's not the case. The consequence will be like, and this is my optimistic anticipation. Again, I'm not a pessimist,
You're not.
but the consequence will be really, really bad if we don't start reacting the day before yesterday, not even
Exactly.
now, the day before yesterday.
But the problem with that is you cannot react the day before yesterday. It's already passed. That's how this world works. Physics.
People in the United States spooking their like citizens, okay, with a problem on a fucking southern border. How funny is that? Like, seriously, I cannot laugh more. As a dude who fought for almost 10 years in Ukraine, in Donbass, I cannot laugh more at this fucking shit. People in Germany, for example, okay, and I'm talking about people in the top management, spook their citizens with like illegal migration. Um, they spook people with like, this is something that brings me a lot of lulls. So illegal migrants take all of your jobs, right? At the same time, same illegal migrants um, take all the money from your like social support because they don't work. How exactly they can not work and at the same time have all of your jobs? I have no fucking idea, but somehow this works. Like those two chapters that self-exclude, they can exist in people's minds. I have no idea, but it's freaking hilarious. And other shit that you can see across Europe, Canada, America, like it's insane. People will learn the hard way, but I already accepted this fact that they will, and because I've already gone through this. You too. We all saw how it happens in Ukraine, and because there is absolutely no difference between Ukrainians, French, Americans, there's no difference. We are the same people. We are absolutely the same people. Unfortunately, they will have to learn the same way, but it is the only way.
Yeah, I just really hope that we will not completely fall before they learn it the hard way, because we're first on the way of Russians.
We will. Then our partners may eventually will eventually. I think so. The good news is, though, because us are more psychologically advanced comparing to the terrorist nations, the totalitarian regimes that only exist due to violence and lies, which they can until they have territories to capture, because this is how empires work. and people on the West, including Ukrainians, we already evolved from this. We evolved from thriving on violence. We evolved from, this circle of victimism where you either accept being a victim or just push this violence further. Because we evolved and progressed, we have advantage, and eventually the totalitarian regimes, they will not succeed, they will fall, but the time will pass. I'm talking about years probably.
Yeah.
And when they will fall, the people will realize that, oh shit, apparently we could have avoided it, if we took a different decision and started reacting faster. But unfortunately, it will not happen.
Well, mm, yeah, I think you're right. I
So
am
in the
also
end,
optimistic in that way.
everything will be good, or
Yeah.
not. Then everything will be bad.
Yeah, but then someday it will be good again. That's how it works. It's like it may last for a century or two, but then someday the tyrannies will fall, and yeah, let's hope for the better, guys. Now, by the way, about the easy forgetting people, Vucic, the president of Serbia, called Huilo today, and they were doing some sex talk probably, but yeah, but also they were talking about the strategic partnership and how Russia saves Serbia in the hard times with the lack of gas, and how there will not freeze in winter. Oh yeah, so this is the first time Serbia dared to actually make contact with Huilo. Guys, this is also a signal that tyrannies are becoming better in working together and achieving results than the democracies. And let's hope some democracies like US will not turn into another tyranny if Trump gets to power. This, like, I don't know, what percentage do you think, Starsky, is the chance that US will become a totalitarian regime if Trump comes to power together with Muscovite, sorry.
Like 50-50, they either become or not.
No.
Well, currently it's something like that. It's like 50-50 to me.
Yeah, currently, yes.
We will see. There are some crucial states where Trump may fail, but if he doesn't, then it can be the last democratic election that the U.S. could experience, could see.
Mm-hmm. Well, we'll see. Yeah, it's just what, 2 weeks left until we know. Wow, we were so
something
close.
Like that. Something like that. I don't give much like. Yeah, previously I would stay away from American politics, but this time I can talk freely about it because I give shit. Because when Trump was asked several times whether he wants Ukraine to win, he said that he didn't want Ukraine to win. That's why I don't want Trump to win. And I consider him like not my personal enemy. Like what? Like are you kidding me? We have like enemies in uniforms looting and raping Ukrainians right now. And coming from Russia, but generally, I consider him a motherfucker, and I want him to lose. Like that is my standpoint as a Ukrainian citizen, as not American. If you consider yourself a Ukrainian supporter and at the same time you're voting for Trump, that is fucked up. You're lying to yourself. There was a guy on Twitter who said, I bought Ukrainian army, a bunch of drones, but I don't want American taxes to be spent on Ukraine because we have like more important things. Bro, he spent several hundred, maybe $1,000 buying drones. At the same time, American citizens spent approximately 40 cents a day to support Ukraine. 40 cents of their taxes a day. again, it's like, it's crazy. People who support Ukraine and support Trump, they lie to themselves, because they try to justify that he will make one call and the war will stop. Like,
Yeah,
they
bullshit.
never. I don't think they ever even cared for Ukraine on the first place. And generally speaking, why would Trump support Ukraine and protect Ukraine if currently all the infrastructure of Russian bots, Russian bot farms, all Russian media, Russian bullshitters, Russian propagandists, they all push their support for Trump. They support Trump with like millions of fake accounts that they invested into creating. They support Trump with bullshit media like Tenet Media and approximately 3,000 different opinion makers, paid opinion makers around the world. Approximately 3,000 people, majority of them are in the United States, like YouTubers, like talking heads, like me. They support Trump because Russia pushes this support. Why would Trump stand against Russia? Why would Trump do anything against Russia? This is freaking stupid. It's ridiculous. Therefore, even though I am a big critic of Biden, I'm a huge critic of Biden and Democrats
Me too.
because they don't act. They don't act fast. They don't act in time. They don't provide Ukraine with enough weaponry. They don't allow Ukraine to fight effectively and things like that. But at the same time, they at least have got to call Putin for what he is. He's a internationally wanted criminal that needs to go to the Hague, to jail.
Yeah.
And Trump will never say that. Trump actually endorses Putin. He's like a good example. He's something that Trump wants to be in the future.
Yeah. I totally agree with you. We also started calling people to go on the streets because you need to show that support for Ukraine is there. People on the street should see Ukrainian flags, like it was in 2022 in the beginning of the full scale fucking invasion. It was, the streets were flooded all around the world with people wrapped in Ukrainian flags, holding Ukrainian flags. It should continue. It stopped basically. I mean, we see it time to time, but not like in the beginning. But the situation right now is becoming just like the same one, like the one in 2022. It's becoming worse again. And guys, Sternenko mentioned today on his stream that, you know what, actually there's this year there's not even a discussion about voting for Ukrainian, not even voting for Ukrainian military aid package in U.S. Congress, but even about giving Ukraine any money next year. There's no discussion like that. So they're not even talking about that. U.S. might not be giving us any weapons next year. We got to be prepared for that, especially if Trump wins. I think we here all hope that he won't win, but they will stop giving us money. So it's, in both cases, it's very unlikely that first half a year we will get anything from U.S. Because I think in the Congress there's going to be the same shit show with Mike Johnson and voting for that package, because they will be blocking that and then just like turn 180 degrees around and say that, oh, we should have voted right away. Like, we should. It's very important. We got to vote. So, yeah. I wanted to also... yeah.
I tell you this, why I have this nervous disorder since the army? Because in the army they told me that I should be anxious, like 24/7. I should always think. And on the Discovery Channel, I don't remember the name of the show, but there was this survival specialist. He was like prepper,
Hmm.
I don't remember his name. I don't remember the name of the show, but what I remember is his eyes. He was always like that, and they would model some kind of situation. For example, you're locked in the car, and there's this power line that got cut, and there's like cables on the ground, and everything is, there's electricity, so you can die. What to do? Or for example, there's war, or for example, there is this. It's not Bear Grylls;
Yeah,
it's
it's
somebody
yeah.
else. Bear Grylls is the dude who eats other people. That one was a different guy. Bear Grylls is like, he's laid back, relaxed. He's like, oh, look at this worm, like, tastes nice. That one was a different guy, and he would model like some extreme situations, like there's zombie apocalypse, like for real, or like there's robbers trying to rob your house. And when they start the show, he's always like this. So here, this is the situation. They are over there. We're locked in the house. What do we have to protect ourselves? Like, I can grab this pen. I can poke somebody in the eye. Okay, and there's also like several actors with him who like don't know what to do. Some young girl, some young boy, and they're like, completely lost. And he's like, okay, you gotta barricade the door, you gotta go there, and we will have a chance to survive. We need to prepare water, we need to make sure that we have medicine, we need to use something as a weapon, and he's like always panicking. And the other day in the army, I realized that actually this saves lives, because if you're always panicking, and if you're always, if you have this process of thinking that is always active, you can only relax when you're lying down in your peaceful, not body bag, sleeping bag, or body bag, anyways, both work. But if there is green zone, okay, like comparably green, everything else is fucking red zone. You need to be anxious, you need to think 24/7. What happens tomorrow? What happens the day after tomorrow? What will I do? What will happen? And if you at least start, being a bit active, give yourself a butt kick a bit, then you will probably, start like preparing. For example, our viewers already did that, but unfortunately, a lot of our stay alert. That's the thing, AJ. But I really, really hope that people will become more active as well, because us Ukrainians, we are talking about our survival. That's why we're all anxious. We're all smoking. That's why we all have this, nervous disorder right now. Everybody else, you have to prepare, because then you will be next. And unfortunately, it will happen. So we need to be prepared. We need to stay alert. We need to be anxious and panicking, because this is something that is really, really much required these days. We are on the doorway to the World War III, unfortunately, that we see, starting very, very soon with the North Korean folks arriving to Ukraine. But again, I'm not trying to demotivate you people. I'm trying to motivate you, because when we sacrifice something today, we will receive two key things in the future. It's perspectives and security. It means that we will survive. It means that we will live. It means that we will have something that will help us fight. And it also means that if we dedicate some time today, then we will stay more united tomorrow. We will have a group of people.
Yep.
When there's a conflict, any sort of conflict, I'm stealing your time, bro, but like I need to say this message.
Yeah.
When there is conflict, there's always a bunch of goons who want to take your stuff. Any war, if we are talking about invaders, they want to take your stuff, maybe your life, maybe like your virginity. If we're talking about other goons, there's like different thugs, people who also want to survive. You cannot survive on your own, no matter how many like rifles you're storing at your you cannot survive on your own. You always need a group of people. And this is something that we learned since, I don't know, like 2014, 15. You cannot survive on your own.
Yep.
There's plenty of such experience coming from places like former Yugoslavia. I don't know. You need a group of people that you can rely on, and we need to dedicate some time to this today to make sure that tomorrow we have somebody to rely on, somebody who can drive an APC, somebody who can shoot, somebody who can grow vegetables, somebody who knows how to give like first aid, somebody who can just be a good guy who motivates everybody.
Yep.
I don't know what to say.
Well, you said a lot of important things, so you're not taking my time. You're actually taking the floor, and that's what you need to do when you're a guest here. So, always awesome. I wanted to talk about the victory plan of Zelensky. I was impressed. No, I was not impressed. I was actually happy to see the plan because it actually, I think every Ukrainian, every conscious Ukrainian will agree that that peace plan should look like this. That's basically what we need. That's basically in our interests. No trade-in, like no giving in. It's just what we need. And of course, it may sound unrealistic because our partners they are not willing. Obviously, they are not willing to go for most of the points, even if after making that plan public. Our dear partners started saying the next day, no, we're not accepting Ukraine to NATO yet. We're not ready. US started saying, Scholz started talking about him being scared to death about giving us Taurus missiles. Nothing changes but it shows our dedication on one hand, that we actually we have the exact steps that you need to do together with us, our partners, to achieve our victory. If you don't want our victory, that's another question. But we have, like, there were questions before. What Ukraine, how long, in US, they were speculating on how long we still need to support Ukraine, how much money they need. Now Zelensky in one of the interviews even said that, actually what the money that you already voted for, but still haven't provided it with us, that package will, the отой пакет стримування, I don't remember the English word.
Deterrence package.
Deterrence package, yes, exactly. So that package could be bought with the money that you already voted for and that were kind of reinstated for Ukraine, but still haven't been given to us. So that's only the matter of will, but the problem is US right now is dedicated to save Russia and not Ukraine. That's the big problem, and basically our interests are, we're looking at in the opposite directions with US. We currently there's currently becoming a conflict of interests between Ukraine and US. And I wanted to ask you, Starsky, what is your general opinion on the plan? What is your perception of the behavior? Of course, it's obvious right now, but maybe in time something changes. What do you think about all of this?
I think the plan is absolutely logical. Several weeks before that, we talked about it on the UA TV with Yulia. We tried to understand what will be in this plan, and my thoughts were that President will most probably ask our partners about the most necessary things right now.
Mm-hmm.
And that is something that we can see. Of course, we don't see, any extraordinary decisions, any extraordinary proposals and stuff, because they simply don't exist. What exists is the fact that NATO countries with collective budget that is approximately 40 times bigger than Russia, they generally can help Ukraine, and it's only up to them whether they do that or not. So to me, it looks like a working plan. Again, the counteroffensive, if we are talking about the territories that are currently occupied, how to return them, I don't even know what to discuss here because we need proper defense and we need proper possibility, proper capability to strike Russia deep in its territory. Without it, it won't be possible. And of course,
Yep.
we need other things like combat air support. That again, we don't have enough at the front line. But everything else, to me, it looks legit. It may work if we are provided all the necessary things. It may work. We will have a chance then.
Yep.
If not, then if the West says like no. At the same time, on the West, there are still politicians who hesitate calling Putin for what he is,
Yeah.
who hesitate admitting that Russia is a terrorist regime, and that is why they still try, to keep sitting on both chairs at the same time, which is never possible, as experience shows. But as for the United States, for example, I don't think the problem is that we have different interests. Again, majority messages coming from like American platforms about stop supporting Ukraine, they come not from Americans, they come from Russians. It's 100%. They don't come from majority of American citizens. They come from millions of fake Russian created accounts. It's a fact. And American people who were unfortunately brainwashed this way, they only talk about it because they have this opinion that they can operate. And nobody provided them with a different opinion what kind of benefit they will have if Ukraine wins. Um, again, President Zelensky talked about it because in this plan, it's included the economic cooperation, return of investment, which is extremely important. It's not
Yeah.
that Ukraine is a endless pit where
Yeah.
the taxpayers' money disappear. No, Ukraine is an extremely rich country that is otherwise, if not for the war, it can provide the world with everything, with resources, lithium, different metals, uranium, food, crops, everything. And let alone the most important thing that we can provide the civilized world with is the dignity, the balls,
Hmm.
because we had to grow them in a very, very fast way in a short period of time. But we do have them and we can show how to use them. That is why we need to share this opinion. And again, my thought, my personal opinion is we have a lot of negative information nowadays that is used to demotivate people, scare people, war is threatening, war is coming, it's fact. But we should also motivate people because this is something that Russians cannot do. And
And
And all the Russian propaganda is built around demotivating others.
do you see, brother? The
And
problem is Biden also is not the person to motivate us. That's the problem. His actions, his hesitance, his restrictions that he still holds with and his administration. It's not only him, of course. That's a group of people. But the problem, when I say it's we have different interests, they are friends with Navalny, who is a Russian imperialist, and they want to put her on the throne of Russian Empire. That's their goal, and they show it with all their actions. So that's the problem. unfortunately are openly saying that they are afraid of the possible consequences if Russia falls apart, and those, they're afraid of nuclear weapons once again being taken by different groups in Russia. So yeah, that's all opened. Their agenda is opened. Their attitude is open. So I'm also not like demotivating. I'm just stating the facts that unfortunately in 2.5 years we can see everything obviously now and clearly, and it's just now, let's call things by their names. U.S. Doesn't want Ukraine to lose, but also doesn't want Ukraine to win. And it's with this president and with this administration. Maybe U.S. at some point will even want Ukraine to lose or Russia to win if Trump comes to power. Yes, it may change. But right now we have this situation, and we need the other thing. We need to follow the victory plan, and unfortunately, we don't have enough resources to get that plan to work, and we need our partners for that. But yes, I agree with you. I also agree with, I just wanted to specify what I was talking about when I made you talk about that. Thank you.
Absolutely. There's, by the way, a question from Elizabeth. Why do you fear Navalny? I think you can explain it better than me.
You see, guys, the problem is with Navalny, she is basically repeating the narrative of one people, of Russians. She says, why should we see Russia being disintegrated if those peoples who live on Russian territory are so close to each other? They are basically one people. So it was her statement a few weeks ago, like 3 or 4 weeks ago. She put out that statement. It's a Putin's regime narratives, guys. There's no difference between them. Navalny was an imperialist, Putin is an imperialist, and Navalny is also an imperialist. We're not afraid of her. She's our enemy. We're not necessarily afraid of our enemies. We're just opposing them. That's what we do. So the question was about being afraid of her, right? This is why.
Yeah, I will just ask a bit, add a bit information. So first of all, Russian opposition sucks.
Yeah,
they are absolutely, extremely incapable of doing anything. They're absolutely incapable of ruling their country. They, in most cases, have imperialist mentality, and whatever they say about like democratic Russia, good relations with Ukraine, etc., in most cases. And guys, you know me, I'm not a racist. I am I'm biased towards Russians, but not everybody. I have a Russian friend, sanctioned Ivan, for example. Not only him, a lot of Russian friends in the Siberian Battalion, voluntary Russian Corps, Russian Legion Freedom for Russia, etc. But I know a lot about Russian opposition. They suck. They are incapable. They don't consider Ukrainians even their like future partners. They still consider us their like smaller brothers, or which is even worse, the same people, which technically is true because before Kievan province of Kievan Rus called Novgorod and Muscovia, before they separated from us, they technically were the same people, but they were us, not we were them. And they also don't consider our experience. I saw a lot of this back in the days when Russians had like protests, and I was following like Max Katz, all of those bastards, and they were like they were saying something, in sort of support for Ukraine, but at the same time they were not supporting Ukraine. They were just opposing Putin, and they said we cannot use Ukrainian experience of revolutionary dignity because this is not our way. It will not help in Ukraine, in Russia. In Russia, it's not applicable. In Russia, we should not even listen to those Ukrainians with their revolutionary dignity. But at the same time, there were like several revolution attempts in Russia that failed. There was a big revolution attempt in Belarus that failed. And Ukraine is the only country who has experience of successful revolution that literally helped us, which resulted in electing democratic government, democratic president, changing direction towards democracy and freedoms and stuff. Therefore, when they say that they should not listen to Ukrainian experience, but at the same time, Ukrainians and Russians are brothers, we are the same people, that shit. It shows just how extremely stupid they are. There was this dude on the Russian TV, I believe he was on the TV channel Medusa, but I might be wrong, who said it was back in the days when Navalny was alive. That is, Elizabeth, that is like the direct answer to your question, okay? So when Navalny was dying in the jail, that dude, again, Russian oppositionist, peacefully living somewhere in Europe, he said, Putin is a good tactician. Yeah, Putin is a very good tactician. That's why when he realizes that releasing Navalny, I'm literally quoting him right now, when he realizes that releasing Navalny will be beneficial, he will do that. And in order to make it possible, we need to keep repeating every single day, let him go, let him free, and then eventually Putin will let him free. So this dude was so convinced in this idea, this genius freaking idea. I don't know. He must probably be a fucking PhD in ridiculous shit. I don't know. But it resulted in Navalny fucking dying. How effective was that?
Oh yeah, he has become a martyr. It was his goal right away, I think, all the way.
Yeah, because it brings money. Actually, I'm
Yeah.
I'm not sure about that. His martyrdom. Like, I don't hate Navalny, and actually, what happened to him is horrible and wrong. Nobody should die in prison like that, in my personal opinion. But I know exactly that the very fact that he stayed in prison resulted in a big number of his followers actually like fundraising and improving their personal life. So that is again something that I know from people, right?
May I make a comment?
Of course.
Yeah, sure.
I heard that many people in Russian opposition said that they didn't do anything like any revolutions or anything because Navalny was in Russian prison and they were afraid that Putin will do something to him. They make a revolution. Then Navalny died in prison.
Was
Russians,
killed.
yeah, and Russians still didn't do anything. Like now they didn't have anything to be afraid of, and they still didn't do anything, even though he was killed, which
Yep.
was like extremely cruel, unfair, and whatever Russians are saying.
That dude I was talking about, he was PhD in ridiculous shit, but at the same time, all Russian citizens are PhD in living in shit. So what I'm saying is that basically their whole life is a freaking torture, is suffering. When you take a look at people living in, I don't know, Rostovskaya Oblast, or not in the city, but like outside the city or in smaller town, or in cities like fucking Omsk. My God, Omsk, guys, Google Omsk. that is insane. They live in extreme poverty. 2/3 of them don't have like in-house toilets and shit. And this is something they got used to. They like, if they can breathe, it's fine. Okay, if they can breathe and sometimes drink, it's okay. They can survive. It's fine to them. They were basically raised like that, unfortunately, through centuries. That is why when we don't have like I don't know, electricity, like not because of war, but generally like electricity disappeared, holy shit, you will have like a revolution on the street. I remember when we had a fire in Chernobyl exclusion zone. It wasn't fire on the power plant itself. It was literally fire somewhere in the field. I believe year 2020 or 2021. And for example, our guys from my brigade, they were involved in putting out the fire. So they were brought to the exclusion zone, our military firefighters from the Hostomel brigade, and they were helping to remove the fire. What I remember generally when this fire in the Chernobyl zone started was that the public resonance was insane. There were volunteers ready to go there and help remove the fire. There were volunteers like running around, climbing the buildings, measuring radioactive background level of the radiation. There were people involved in this, even though nobody asked them to. Then, approximately at the same time, there was fire in Kemerovo, in Russian cinema, where a lot of children burned and died because someone like locked the door or something like that, and basically the safety in that Russian cinema was like low or something like that, and they died and nobody gave a slightest fuck about it because generally, like, I can breathe, it's fine, kids burn, whatever. That is the biggest difference between us. Therefore, when Russians who even like oppose Putin, but they keep living in Russia and doing nothing, no protests, not everything else, they understand that if things go worse, they will still be able to breathe and it will be fine. So this is something that they expect. As a Ukrainian, I will never understand this standpoint, but we are different people. Again, we are absolutely different cultures. We are different nations, different mentality. That is why they are Russians, we are Ukrainians.
Thank you, Starsky. Not holding you anymore. Thank you so much, brother, for joining us today and giving us 1.5 hours. Wow, I still made it more than an hour.
It's always a pleasure to be there, my friend. Lena, Rick, thank you so much. Thank you so much, my dear viewers. Thank you for standing for Ukraine. Thank you for supporting our people, and not only our people. My dear friends, be safe.
Thank you
See
for
next
your
time.
work. Slava Ukraini, brother.
Bye-bye. Героям слава.
Bye. Okay, Lena, we can hear each other. How are you doing?
Yay! I'm so excited about tomorrow's interview being released by Dylan.
Nice. Me too. Like, wow. Gonna be sharing the shit out of it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I am excited, and I would love to see what they cut out, because they would cut out like 70%.
A lot.
Yeah.
Lot. Because we spent how much? 5-6 hours talking?
Well, for just part 1, 3.5 hours. So yeah, it's gonna be a big one.
I think around 2 or even more for a second video. So,
yeah. So guys,
I put down notes on 2 facts that I liked like the most. The first one is that countries like North Korea, Iran, and China, most of their population don't even know where Ukraine is located. So when anyone is saying that Ukraine is fighting with these countries, it's not Ukraine. It's that countries fighting with all the democratic world and anyone who has any, democratic values. Or not even democratic, but anti-Russian values, or just a willingness to live on the planet without being killed because you don't want to be Russian.
Yeah.
And the second point is that recovery isn't possible without security. And I remember that time when we went to Dylan last weekends, and Anna was talking about Izum, if I'm not mistaken. She said that this city was
Izum.
meant to be rebuilt, and even though there were some money from our partners, the city was not rebuilt because our partners are not sure that Russians will not come there again and ruin it again. So without security, people do not put efforts or money into recovery. So yeah, I'm totally agree with the Zaluzhny in this point, and I like perfectly see how it works. So recovery without security is like,
Yeah.
I would say my top one
Mhm.
is my favorite factor from
Yeah.
this speech.
You're right.
Yeah,
Pretty
and
cool.
this is like really good speech, even for those who are not that aware about situation in Ukraine. And I even saw in chat, unfortunately I don't remember the name, someone wrote, I didn't know about Holodomor before 2022.
Mhm.
And well, of course you wouldn't know, because I do not expect people all around the world to know about Holodomor. But what, like, because Zaluzhny mentioned it, someone remembered it. So I think if someone will listen to this speech of Zaluzhny and they will hear the word Holodomor, maybe from 100 people, one will go and Google it
Yeah.
and will become more pro-Ukrainian and less pro-Russian. So this is like my respect to Valery Zaluzhny. He is a real, how to say, a good ambassador,
Yeah.
a good orator.
Yeah. He is. I think he might be our future Churchill. You know. I really hope that he will find. I mean, he's still a part of our government.
Diplomatic.
Well, it's the Ministry of the Foreign Affairs, which is a part of our government. So basically, Zaluzhny works for our government.
Yeah, I would say so.
It is. I mean,
Yeah.
he is a part of our government. He's part of the ministry, and the cabinet of ministers is basically building the government, right? So yeah, because there's parliament and there's government, and Zaluzhny works for our government, and I would love to see him ahead of the Ministry of the Foreign Affairs. Would be pretty cool. And then probably, president of Ukraine someday. He would definitely lead us to something good. Maybe not, who knows? But maybe he will. I mean, he's a good person.
I never considered him as any kind of politician.
Uh-huh.
But now when you said, I think I'm gonna let this thought to be processed in my brain, because like I didn't have like this image of him being a head of country or a head of some ministry. But I like this idea, I think. Like I have to process it.
Yeah, no, please do. Maybe we will someday make it happen.
And someone will find this stream years ago and say, well, they knew it would happen.
They not just knew, they were planning it.
Okay.
So you never know.
Well, I hope me and you both will survive today's night, and we will meet each other on the next stream on the next Sunday.
Yep, I think that sounds like a plan. And Lena, your company is an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much.
Same here. I'm always so excited and so happy to be present here, and especially to see support from people in the chat. It's so comforting for me. Thank you a lot.
So cool.
Thank you a lot.
Hugs.
Okay, have a good night.
Yeah, you too.
Bye-bye.
A quiet night.
Yeah.
Bye, my friend. I was not able to say live long and prosper. We're raffling because 1 minute timer has passed, but I did not put the number of tickets there. So let's go and check how many we have. 508, almost the same as the previous week, guys. 508, it was 512 the previous week. We have a solid result. Wow, good job, guys. And 3, 2, 1, we're rolling. Let's see who's the winner of this awesome fucking patch. Number 375. Let's see who has chosen the random. 300. Oh my god, Fred, so close. So close to you. But McPigeon from Adrian. 375. Wow, McPigeon, it's your day. I think it's the first time you win a raffle, if I'm not mistaken. That's really cool. Congratulations, McPigeon, it's you. It's you. Can I sonate to Fred? You mean donate? Magic only works for gifted tickets. You're right, Fred, you're right. But it was pretty close. I think your chances were pretty high this time. Anyway, congratulations, McPigeon. And McPigeon says, please donate. So you want me to donate this to Fred Thornbury? To you? I mean, like, no, not me. It's you who donate this to Fred. Fred, will you accept this from McPigeon? Whack pigeon. Sorry. Fred. LOL says McPigeon. Yes, please donate to Fred. Awesome. And Fred says sure. Awesome, guys. So I think it's going to be fair. McPigeon wins it. Like, using the ticket of Adrian and donates it to Fred Thornbury. We can all agree that Fred deserves this patch, right? So congratulations to Fred. I will make some additions. Really cool. Damn, Rollers, you're so generous. Very nice, congrats. How do you like the flag of 47's Brigade? Huh? That's sick. Yeah, guys. You know, we never helped the 47's Brigade yet, but Yuri is friends with many of them, and we help Yuri a lot. Yuri, the volunteer, it's him who asked to help with the FPV glasses. He asked them to give this to us and to actually make it to us. So this one says Yaroslavu ta Rick Rollerom. So this one is to Yaroslav and Rick Rollers. We thank you that you are with us and not with them. So that is especially from Magura, especially for us. From Kiwi, Rek, the Greek, Assa here. Here we have the signatures of Besso, Hid, Byk, and here Tuman, the fog. So 7 soldiers signed this flag. And this beautiful Magura flag. Pretty epic, right? I'm choosing the right card. I'm putting the comment from Rick, the Ukrainians community. Thank you. Thank you for your service. Heroyam Slava. Heroyam Slava. And the progress bar will update now. The bottom fundraiser from 0 to 100%. I think you see it for the first time, just because this fundraiser is so small. But something new, something cool. So, yeah, pretty awesome. Rick, the Ukrainians community, to close it. We did it. Rolling together to victory. I'm actually putting that message in the comment. Victory, Slava Ukraini. And the progress bar will update now. And It just updated to get it a victory. Fuck yeah. That's the biggest fundraiser through Monobank jars we've ever done, guys. Those fundraisers with 69 Sniffing Brigade are bigger, but here is, I think it takes more effort and more work. Garrett T, thank you so much for being here with us for so long. Gotta go to sleep. Thanks for the stream, Rick. Thank you so much. So great to see this. GG Rollers. Awesome job. Awesome fucking job. I love you guys. Wow. Thank you. Okay, guys, that's it. We are done for today. 3 fundraisers closed. One big new one started like, oh my god, almost $800 donated to that one. It's mind-blowing, considering that we still were on 75% of the big one the previous stream, and yeah, it's crazy. And Too Easy will do. Thank you so much, Casey. So guys, 6 a.m. here in Ukraine. I've been streaming for almost 10 hours, and I hope not past the 10-hour mark. Good morning. Yeah, it was a fantastic stream. Thank you so much for this, guys. You blow my world up. I just am overwhelmed with the tremendous support you provide me. 28 minutes more. Let's get to 10 in. No. We had Starsky today. Tonight we had Lena. By the way, guys, don't forget that we have an ongoing fundraiser for the drones, batteries for the drones for Chimera. And the faster we raise this money, the 30,000 euros, 95, 96, one more donation came through. The faster they get the equipment. They actually already went to the battlefield again without the equipment. I really am worried about them, and I really hope that they won't be put in the trenches as infantry and killed by Russians. So let's get this one done as fast as possible. So cool. So happy, guys. You made my day unforgettable. Who is this short Sunday stream? Never met. Exactly. Yes. Okay, guys, that's it. I need to say goodbye. We need to end this sooner or later. Better later, because sooner is not an option anymore. After 10 hours, there's no sooner. All the deadlines were fucked up. Many more. O morte. Good day, Rick. Good day, guys. Good morning. Good afternoon. It's still not the sunrise. Oh shit, I wanted to stay until the sunrise. I'm joking. Great job today, Rick and Mod family. Thank you, awesome rollers. Take care, everyone. Stay strong. Slava Ukraini. Heroям slava, guys. I need to finish it now. Live long, prosper, and donate. I love you guys. Glory to the Ukrainian defenders. They are the most important thing that is keeping us from being all slaughtered or raped or just genocided. Well, genocide includes all those things. Anyway, guys, thank you for all you do. I love you. And one more hug from me. Thank you for watching. Please please like this video, leave any comment under it, and subscribe to this channel if you haven't yet. You can find the full stream recording. This clip was taken from here. And I invite you to join us on Rick the Ukrainian here for live streams and videos from Ukraine. Thank you, and live long and prosper.